My name is Malcolm Brown and I'm a volunteer and a member, of course, of the EDVBS, which is the Enfield and District Veteran Vehicle Society, which is based here at the White Ribs Museum of Transport in Enfield. How I came to be here was because I was fancying buying a classic car, but actually I didn't buy one in the end. I joined a model railway group here and got involved in that. And Austin 16, a saloon four-door car arrived and he just sat there. Well, I was doing something else at the time, so I didn't take much notice, and a friend of mine joined and he suggested, why don't we get it going? So I thought, no, it seemed a good idea. So we did. I only come up here twice a week, which is a Tuesday and a Thursday. Tuesday being open day, so we don't get much work done as such, because you might have the public around, which is okay. We will stop and talk to the public and show off some of the vehicles and other stuff we've got here. Thursday, we're not open to the public, and that's the day when I can get on with some work, if I want to. That's the nice thing about being a volunteer. If you're in the mood, you do it. If not, you'll sit around drinking tea and having a good natter about what you should be doing. You've got to be mechanical for start to get the engine going if you're going to try and get the engine going. You've got to know about the bodywork, if you've got to do any filling, rubbing down, painting. It just covers everything. If you're doing the interior, if you want to go too mad, you can do the interior yourself if you really want to. If you don't have to, you can send that out to specialists who will do it for you. In terms of training experience when it comes to restoring vehicles, I've had none. What I can say is many years ago when I was desperately young, the old cars we used to get, which are now called classics, I believe, old bangers then, if they went wrong you had to repair them yourself. So you picked up a bit then, but the rest of it, you just self-taught and common sense. I have heard of people who have actually made, and still do, make a career of restoring vehicles. Because some people are unable, haven't got the time to have their vehicle restored, so they send it to a specialist. For anybody who wants to get into restoration, my personal top tips would be whichever car you're going to try and restore, make sure you find out as much information as you can about it, which is stating the obvious, but it's a good idea. And also, join the appropriate club if you can, or society. But make sure you can get hold of spares if you feel you need some. My second tip will be to ensure that you do know what you're doing, to read every book that you can get hold of, and look on the internet, which seems to be very popular these days, and find out anything and everything you can about restoring vehicles. My third tip will be to log everything that you do. If you take it off, log it, put it back, log it, so you know exactly what has happened to the vehicle. As the gentleman who used to own this did. And funnily enough, I have to have the log here. I know this car has done 130,000 miles. And the gentleman started logging it on January 11th, 1960. And the last entry from the chap was 1993. If you're restoring a vehicle, there might be three things you might need. One, keep the vehicle under cover. We have to have this to keep it under cover sometimes, but luckily we're in a museum, so we can keep it in a garage. You need a basic toolkit. Now remember, it's an elderly car, so you need things like plug spanner, spare plugs, screwdrivers, something to clean the plugs with if you take them out, because they sometimes oil up and the vehicle will stop. When it came to the interior, we discovered you can get this stuff because it's leather seats, as in a lot of old cars, of course. So you've got Leather Forever, it's called. You push this in, it's a kind of a lanolin, it softens the leather. And once you've done that and that's soaked in, then you've got this stuff. It's a formula which will renovate the leather, and it's approximately the correct colour as the leather that you put it on. Just put it on, rub it, brings it up to a shine. The best part when you put the vehicle together, it runs, is just that, it runs. And that is it. You get it going, you take it out, and you feel really good. You feel it's a job well done.